Hi yogis, welcome to your weekly video. This week our focus is going to be on trust. So trust your instinct, hop on your mat, trust this video and enjoy. Today we will be starting seated, so find your way to a comfy seat. Maybe take a bolster or a blanket, or you can just take a huge cushion off your sofa, anything that raises the hips up higher or in line with the knees. And then get yourself comfy, really land yourself here. Find a sukhasana, an easy seated pose that suits your body. And make sure that you take any last little movements or wriggles that you need, because we're going to be sitting here for a few minutes, embracing stillness in the body. And if that scares you, don't worry, it's okay. This is a practice. Take what you need from this. And if you need to move, then go for it. But really try and sink into the stillness here. When you're ready, close down the eyes. Let the spine grow really long and tall. And let yourself sink into your body right here, right now. Notice how you feel physically, any sensations that are immediately apparent. Notice your mental state, what thoughts and emotions are working their way through your mind. And finally, notice your spirit, your breath, flowing through your body. Just take a couple of moments to notice the quality of your breath today. Just observing. The focus of our practice this week is on trust. Trust the process. Trust the universe. Trust yourself. There's this beautiful quote which simply says, "You are your own greatest teacher. Learn to trust your internal source of wisdom." So not taking information from outside of you as more important than that intuition, that deep knowing that you have inside of you. Just taking a moment to spiral inwards, to find that inner resource. Just learning to trust yourself all over again. And to start us off on that process, we're going to come to an alternate nostril breathing. So if you've done this before, just set yourself up in a way that you know works for you. And otherwise, just listen carefully to the instructions. Of course, you can peek at the video if you need to, but try and keep your eyes closed, keeping that sense of sight switched off for a moment, and just really tune into your sense of hearing. So firstly, bring your right hand up so your palm is in front of your face, facing towards you. Take your two peace fingers, so the fingers that we use to make a peace sign, and bring them to your third eye. So just between the eyebrows, the seat of your intuition, your inner teacher. Give your third eye a little massage here, just opening it up and also releasing the muscles of the forehead, any tension we store there. Then just come to rest your thumb on your right nostril and either your ring finger or your little finger on your left nostril, whichever one feels most natural. And then the final finger just floats in space. So our thumb and our other finger are just resting on our nostrils, not pressing. We can still breathe through both sides. And you always have the option to bring your left elbow in clamped by your side, and then left hand just to support the right elbow if you need to, if the arm or the shoulder is getting tired over time. So remember that's an option, support yourself if you need. Or you can bring a big cushion on your lap and rest your elbow on a cushion. And then from here, we're just going to take a big natural breath in, sitting up tall. And a long natural breath out through both nostrils. Inhale through both nostrils. This time gently close off the right nostril, exhale on the left. Inhale on the left. Close left, pause as you switch sides, open right, exhale. Inhale right. Switch, exhale left. Inhale left. Pause and switch, exhale right. Full breath in on the right. Switch sides, full breath out on the left. Inhale left. Pause as you switch, just gently close off the left and exhale right. So you don't need to press hard. Switching for each exhale. Inhaling the same side. Switching, exhale. Keep going with your breath. Just gently resting the thumb or the finger on the nostril. And just using that to encourage the air to go out or in the other nostril. Maybe you now start to count the breath to keep your focus here. So counting how long your inhale is and how long your exhale is. And try and match the length of the exhale to the inhale, or encourage it to be 1 to 2 counts longer. Notice if the mind wanders off and just bring it back to your breath. And then I'll watch the clock. We'll be doing this for another 1 whole minute. So really focus in on the breath. Notice the inhale, watch it all the way to its end. And exhale all the way to its completion. Last few rounds of breath here. Nice full inhale. Nice long exhale. Inhaling together. Switch, exhaling together. One more full inhale. Switch, full exhale. Release the hands on the lap, palms face up. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through the mouth. Sit in stillness. Notice how you feel. Maybe you notice a little more openness in the forehead, in the muscles of the face. Maybe you notice more of a sense of calm settling down over you. And from here, let's start to move slowly. Blink open the eyes and sweep your fingertips up to the sky. Reach up high. Exhale, rain them down either side. Chin tucks into chest. Inhale, reach up, fingertips stretch up. Exhale, soften it down, gentle flexion as you bring chin to chest. One more like this, really big inhale, fill up. And a long exhale all the way down, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. And then this time, reach just your right hand up to the sky on the inhale. And up and over to the left as you exhale, coming onto the left palm or maybe to the forearm if you're sitting on the earth. Take an inhale to spiral the chest open to the sky. And exhale to soften the right shoulder blade away from the ear. Big inhale to reach all the way from fingertip to sit bone. And exhale, stay here. Then inhale up through center. Exhale to switch, reach to the other side. Ground down into the left sit bone, reach the left fingertips long. Soften the left shoulder away from the ear. Spiral the heart open. And soften in your face. Come back to center on the inhale. Hands to heart on the exhale. Take one breath in here. One breath out, subtle bowing of head to heart. Nice, then on your next breath in, slowly make your way to all fours, spreading the fingertips wide in front of you, planting the hands down into the mat. Removing any bolsters or cushions. And slowly taking your time, making your way here. So when you land, hands spread super wide, grounding down into the earth, rotating the elbow creases to face forward to open up across the front of the heart space. Knees are hips width apart, feet press into the earth. And then let's find a really long straight line through the spine, so from crown to tail. Draw the front body up to meet the back body. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. And then slowly, take your time with this one. Start to drop your center down. Shine your heart forward, look forward, and inhale. Cow pose, and we're staying here for the exhale. So really nice slow tempo here as you breathe in. And long breath out. Feel it out in the body, either staying still or maybe shifting the hips over to the right, looking over your left shoulder. Smile at your heels. And then you can shift hips to the left, look over your right shoulder. So just feeling it out in the body. How does it feel to stretch through the belly, through the front, across the heart, to drop the belly down low and lift the tailbone? One more huge breath in here, press into the hands. And exhale, draw the belly button up to the sky, chin comes into the chest. So we're moving from our center first. So now we're in cat pose. So here, really long, straight arms. Press firmly into all 10 fingers. Press into the tops of the feet. Tuck the chin all the way into the chest. Really squeeze the belly in and breathe here. And again, you can choose stillness or maybe take a rock forward and backward this time. Notice how it feels in the back body, but also in the entirety of the body. Make this a full body experience. Inhaling. And exhaling. On your next breath in, just come to neutral spine. Bring the big toes to touch, knees go wide. Walk the hands forward. And as you exhale, melt the hips back. Extended child's pose. Forehead comes to the mat. Third eye pressing firmly down into the earth. Grounding back to source. To Mother Earth. Maybe take a little massage side to side up through the forehead. Again, opening up in the third eye chakra, our energy center that's responsible for our intuition, deep knowing. And if that doesn't resonate with you, just embrace this opportunity to melt into the heart space, to soften into the shoulder girdle, and to anchor a little weight down into the hip bones, which allows us to open in the thighs, in the glutes, get soft in the wrists and the hands, take the weight out of the wrists, and breathe here. Last 2 breaths, inhale, exhale. Last full breath in. And a long breath out. Nice, then claw into the fingertips, make your way back to all fours on the inhale. Tuck the toes under and peel it up to downward facing dog on the exhale. Paddle it out through the feet. Find gentle movement here. Notice what the body is craving for. So start to check in with your inner teacher and trust that voice. So maybe it's craving or walking out through the feet. stretching one leg then the other. Maybe it craves stillness. Maybe it craves a shifting from side to side, just looking under one armpit then the other. What's my view like today? How does it feel to flip my perspective to get head lower than the heart? And then let's come to stillness for 3 breaths here. Nice, full, buoyant inhale. Long exhale. Inhaling together. Exhaling, face softens, head is heavy, gaze straight back. Last big breath in. And a long breath out, stretching the skin of the entire of the back body. This time as you inhale, come high on the tippy toes, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees and slow walk all the way to the front. Take your time, you can take more than 1 breath out to get there. When you arrive, ragdoll just for 3 breaths, so gently clasping the elbows, let the forehead soften, let the crown of the head melt down to the earth. 2 more inhales. Exhales, last breath in. And on the breath out, just release the fingertips down towards the earth. Now we're going to go for a super slow roll up, so keep the head and the hands heavy and just move with your own time. How slow can you move? And just notice the sensation in the body. Notice how the sensation in the hamstrings change as you slowly come up. Maybe you get a tingling sensation in the fingers. Maybe you're feeling a little bit lightheaded as you come up. Take your time. Keep your eyes closed as long as you need. Shoulders come up to the ears. And roll down the back body, palms face forward, Tadasana, mountain pose. Eyes can stay closed or you can open them and gaze at a single point ahead of you. Find your drishti. And get a little fierce and strong here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale here. Strong mountain on the exhale. Really firm down into your foundations. 1 more big breath in. Embrace the strength in the stillness as you breathe out. And then let's flow with our breath. Inhale, reach the fingertips wide and high. Bow to exhale, melt down towards the earth. Then check this out. Halfway lift with airplane arms. So fingertips reach back. Palms face down as if you're pressing into an invisible surface. We're staying for a couple of breaths here. So draw long into the crown of the head. Tailbone reaches back. Straight back. You can have a gentle bend in the knees. Take 1 more huge breath in. Exhale, melt it down. Straight to the sky. Inhale. Home base, hands to heart. Exhale. Let's flow through that. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, bow, soften. Halfway lift, airplane arms, take flight. And exhale, release it down. Spread your wings wide, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, home base. Again like this, inhale, reach up. Exhale, slice the line through center as you bow. Halfway lift, airplane arms, fly. Exhale, bow. Up to the sky, breathe in. Hands to heart, breathe out. Nice, then step into the front of your mat if you're not there already. Let's add on to this flow. So trust the process and trust that you have what you need right here to take on whatever's around the corner. Remembering there are always options to make it less strong in the body if you need. So take what you need here, leave what you don't. Strong breath out here. Then inhale, fill up all the way. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, bow, soften down. Halfway lift, airplane arms, take flight. Exhale, bow, plant the hands. Step the right foot back, inhale. And today we're stepping straight to high plank as you exhale. So this is your first place where you have a choice. You can have knees raised or knees lowered. Take what works in your body. Don't force anything. Wherever you are, breathe and tell yourself, I am strong. strong. Little whisper to the self goes a long way. And press into the hands, particularly the L shape of the thumb and the first finger. Take another huge breath in, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to the earth. Untuck the toes, 3 baby cobras. Inhale. Exhale, forehead softens to the mat. Press into the tops of the feet. Squeeze the elbows in. Baby cobra. Legs like little grasshopper legs. Soften down. One more big inhale. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Exhale, melt it down. Forehead to the mat, reconnecting to source. Press up to all fours, nice and gentle. Tuck the toes under hips. Go back to come up. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Then huge breath in to arrive. Huge breath out to land here and ground into the left heel. Right heel lifts to the sky. Nice long straight leg. Take your time. Exhale, shift it all the way forward first. So bring knee into nose, then step it up. Nice. Again, here you have options. You can always lower the back knee if you need to, especially if you're getting really wobbly or a shake in the legs. If the back knee is lifted, really kick out into the heel. And then just embrace this moment here in low lunge or runner's lunge. Just stretch it out into the hips, opening here. Ground into your foundation on the exhale. And then slowly gaze goes forward and you come up. Inhale, hands to heart. Crescent lunge, Anjali-asana. Find your foundation and find that fierce gaze. Inhale. Exhale. Next breath in, maybe your hands go to the sky. You find joyful pose in the arms. So what does that mean for you today? Can you find a little joy in your fingertips? Maybe in your face? Last big breath in. Come up high on the tippy toes of the back foot. Then open out to the left. Ground the back heel down. Open the arms, warrior 2. So just check in with your foundation. And when you're feeling nice and firm, front knee pointing forward, just pivot through the neck and gaze straight forward over the front middle finger. Pinky fingers or little fingers drawing back, so squeezing shoulder blades together. Take a big breath in. A long breath out. Nice. Then on your inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, get a little sassy in the hips and kick them towards the back of the mat. Inhale, reach forward. And when you reach your extension, before you kind of soften down to the earth, just reach. And from there, just pivot the right hand down, left hand high. Trikonasana, triangle pose. So often in this pose, we see people desperately trying to get their hand down and then forcing their chest open. It just is really crunchy and no openness at all. And we lose all of the integrity in our energy line. So hand wherever it lands, just on the inside of the right leg, left hand high. 2 more breaths here. Inhaling, spiral the heart high. Exhale. 1 more huge inhale. Ground into the feet on the exhale, connect to source. And then slowly come upright on the breath in, arms wide. Warrior 2 as you breathe out, gaze forward. Flip your front hand, peaceful warrior, inhale. And cartwheel it all the way back down to earth on the exhale. Come back to your lunge, shift a little side to side, big breath in. And a long breath out. And plant the hands, step back to your high plank, number 2 of these today. Inhale here. Knees can lower if they need to, and I'll just demo that for this one. 1 more big round of breath in, everyone shift forward. And then exhale, slow, lower down to the mat. Untuck the toes. 3 cobras, inhale. Exhale. Move with your breath. Use the strength of your back to lift you rather than the hands. Last round. Slowly coming up, maybe through plank this time or all fours. And exhale all the way back, downward facing dog. Huge breath in. Exhale, ground down into the right foot this time. Got there in the end. Left heel reaches to the sky. Really kick it out. Inhale. Exhale, shift it all the way up. Then step to the front of the mat. Remember, you have an option here. Back knee can be lowered, so I'll demo that on this side. Toe tucked or untucked. And then slowly, when you're ready, hands come to heart. Inhale, draw spine nice and tall. So embody your Tadasana here. Grow tall like a mountain. Find a strength in all four corners of the torso. So front body, back body, both sides, drawing tall and long. Big breath in. Long breath out. Hands reach to the sky for joyful pose. Inhale. Exhale. Find a little openness across the heart space. Shoulders soften as you breathe in. And then one more inhale. If back knee is lowered, come high onto the toes. Inhale. Open out to the right this time. Back foot grounds down. Bend into the front knee, arms open. Warrior two. Gazes straight forward over that front middle finger. And let's just send out energy in both directions. So all the way out beyond our physical body. Take a big breath in. And a long breath out. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, sassy hips to the back of the mat. So just like, oh hey, yes. Then reach all the way forward. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, just pivot that left hand down, right hand up. So no trying to reach for the floor. Instead, reach for the sky. That's the pinnacle, the point of your triangle in Trikonasana. Big breath in here. Long breath out. Long in both side bodies as you inhale, left and right. And one last exhale. Slowly come upright on the breath in. Exhale, bend the front knee, warrior two, look forward. Flip front hand, peaceful warrior, inhale. Exhale, cartwheel all the way to the earth, low lunge. Just come onto the fingertips for a second, breathe in and breathe out. Plant the hands, last plank pose, just for one inhale, get a little strong here. And exhale, vinyasa, your version. So maybe you just come to chaturanga. And the exhale and inhale, open the heart to upward facing dog. Downward facing dog on the breath out. Huge inhale here. Long exhale through the mouth. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Last big breath in. Long breath out. High on the tippy toes as you breathe in. Bend the knees and walk or step to the front as you exhale. Halfway lift, aeroplane arms. You thought we'd forgotten that. Inhale. And exhale, bow, release. Straight to the sky on the breath in. Hands to heart. Breathe out. Find stillness. And just release the hands by the side. Come back to Tadasana. Come back to your mountain. Firm in the feet. Take them hips width apart for this variation. Then ground the hands down to the earth. Come back to the breath. Gaze fiercely forward. One more breath in. And a long breath out. Nice. And reach the hands to the sky. Volcano pose. So it's like the top of your mountain is just erupted. Fingertips reaching up high, reaching for the sky, for the sun. And you've got that energy in the fingertips, but notice often we have the tendency to kind of just splay out here. Keep the lower ribs knitted down so that our abdomen is super strong and we're maybe just opening through the heart. Take a big breath in. On your breath out, bring hands to heart and then inhale, lift up the, let's go for left knee first. So left knee comes up towards the heart, hands come down towards the heart. So coming in together. Take a big breath in here. And then this is a bit of a tricky transition. As you exhale, start to shift the front body forward and kick the left leg out behind you. Now you can bend a little in the standing leg. Try and kick out through the back leg so it's really straight and strong. Flex the foot, flex the toes towards the face. So pull the toes towards the face. Now, you can either bring your right hand down to the earth or to a block if you have one to bring the earth up to you. If you don't, that's okay. You can just reach the fingertips down. Then start to open the hip out towards the left side of the mat. Right, left hand can come onto the top hip or up to the sky. Half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So this is super challenging for the balance in the body. And it's kind of a feeling where we want to get open, but it's hard to trust our leg, our standing leg, that we'll be able to stand tall and not fall over. So trust that if you fall over, your mat has got your back. It's okay. Breathing here, 3 more breaths, really opening the top shoulder. Last 2, inhale. Exhale, maybe you bring the gaze out to the side. Oh, too much. And as you exhale, slowly forward all the way down. Release. So know that everyone falls, and that is okay. Release everything down. Take a couple of rolls in the shoulders. And then you can either stay here in just traditional standing forward fold, or you can come to Padahastasana. So hands, palms come underneath the soles of the feet. Bending the knees nice and deep so that you can get a stretch in the backs of the legs, but also in the back body, the shoulders, the neck. Head grows super heavy. Little massage into the wrist crease with the toes, and the knees can stay super bent. 3 breaths here. Letting it go. Inhaling. Exhaling. Just observe in yourself whether you are willing to open yourself up to the possibility of failure. That's what trust is, really. It's trusting in something that's unknown. It's putting your faith in something that could result in failure. But you've got to know that that's okay. And you've got to know that you have what you need to recover. You have everything you need right here. Last long breath out. And slowly release the hands. And slowly, take your time, roll all the way up, back to your mountain pose. Notice the sensations in the body as you do so. Maybe tingling in the fingertips. When you arrive, head comes up last, shoulders up to the ears on the inhale. And open through the front body on the exhale, shoulders glide down the back. Palms face forward, fierce and strong. Take a breath in here. Long breath out. Then hands reach up high, volcano pose, inhale. Exhale. And this time we're going to ground into the left foot. Right knee lifts up into the chest as you inhale. Hands come into the heart as you exhale. So everything's squeezing in. Inhale long in the spine. And exhale, start that pivot forward. So chest and heart goes forward. Right heel kicks back behind you. You can bend into the standing leg, totally fine. So just balance here for a moment. Then drop the left hand down to the earth or to a block or maybe a big encyclopedia or a book. And then see if you can flex that foot in towards the face and then start to open the hips up. So bring the right hand to the hip, open. Ooh. Don't try and go too far too early, but open the hips up so the right hip is stacking on top of the left. Then maybe you can reach the, which hand is it? Right hand up to the sky. And this is the challenge, right? It's hard, so breathe into it, stick with it, inhale. Exhale, in time you can hover the left fingers off the mat in your half moon pose. Last huge breath in, get expansive. And exhale, soften all the way down, melt the head down. Just a simple option for this side. You can bring the hands and clasp them, interlace them behind the legs, even behind the ankles or the calves or the thighs, wherever you are. And just use that to softly melt your heart in towards your legs. Take a breath in here. Long breath out through the mouth. Inhaling, exhaling, softening, last full round of breath, And then this time, instead of rolling up, we're going to slowly melt the hips down towards the earth. Hands come to the ground. Heels will lift up at some point. And come into your little toe balance. So wiggle the feet in, bring the big toes to touch. I find it makes it a lot easier because then you can squeeze everything into the midline. Hug the thighs in. And then your choice, either letting the chin just melt into the chest, staying in this nice little seed pod variation, rounding in. Or if you'd like to just try out something that feels a little more fire in the belly today, just slowly rise up, head over heart, heart over pelvis, hands to heart, toe stand, gaze straight ahead of you, find your focus, shoulders melt down the back body, and breathe. Wherever you are, big inhale, long exhale. Breath in, breath out. Last one. Exhale, hands come down to the earth. And just lowering the seat back down behind you, we're going to come into a momentary Navasana, boat pose. So lifting the feet up, shins parallel with the earth, either holding on behind the backs of the thighs or reaching the fingers forward. Huge breath in. Exhale as you cross right ankle over left. And just come back to your Sukhasana, seated pose. Nice and easy. Now for this part of our practice, which is on the ground, there are a couple of reasons behind why we're coming into it. So I think it's useful to know that before you come into a stretch that maybe you haven't done before, or something that feels really challenging in the body, so that you have a reason to stick with it. So we've been doing a lot of balancing on one leg and a lot of working into the legs in particular. But when you balance on one leg, you use a lot of the glute med, which is the gluteus medius, I want to say, and is the muscle all along the outside of the thigh. So that's working really hard, contracting to keep us upright when we're standing on one leg. The way we stretch that is we move the knee away from the hip point. And the only way we can do that is if we cross it across the center line of the body. So to set up for this, it kind of ends up a bit like a pretzel, but set up for this Gomukhasana pose, cow face pose. We just, to start off with, bring the left foot to the earth, just keeping it kind of out of the way to start off with, knee up to the sky, and then bring the right knee across so that the knee is pointing straight forward. So already we're bringing the knee into the center line and we're stretching through the outside edge of that right hip, right? And then we can lift up the left knee and cross that leg over, come onto the outside edge of the foot and just drop the knee down. See if you can line it up with the right knee. Now, most people find this really challenging when you're kind of more like this. That's totally fine. So next option is to kind of walk forward onto your hands and knees and see if you can line them up a little more and then sit back into it. If the knee is still lifted, again, totally fine. If there is pain, come out of it. Walk that left foot a little further forward and just keep the knee lifted, as long as you get a nice stretch in the outside of one or both thighs. And if your knees are on top of each other, then you can be working to bring your feet a little further forward in space. So the further forward the feet are, the bigger the stretch is in the outside of the thighs. Then everyone come on to just soft hands, so tented fingertips with the hands away from the body, and come to sit up tall. So your hips are probably talking to you already. This is a challenge to sit here. So this is the second reason why this is an important pose today. It's because it reminds us to trust the process. So sit up tall, close down the eyes, and just let the body slowly start to open as you breathe here. So we are sitting in the discomfort, and we're using our breath to help us slowly open up. And the muscles here will take time. It's not a quick fix. There is no quick fix in yoga. Trust the process, trust the practice, and come back to your breath. Big, expansive inhales. Long, softening exhales. See if you can send your breath all the way down from the nose where it enters the body, down into the belly, and then down into the hips, the places where you feel tightness. Use your breath to melt the muscles down into the earth. Last few breaths here, really leaning into it. Last huge inhale. Surrender on the exhale. And slowly bat open the eyes. Nice work. From here, we're going to move on to the other side. You have 2 ways of getting there, and we'll demo both, and then you choose. Okay, first way, which I love. Just ground into the outside edges of the feet, and you are going to be turning towards your, whatever hand that is, right. Okay, so this is something I find so hard as a yoga teacher, is I can't do, well, I couldn't do left and right, but now I've got a lot better. And if I get it wrong, that's why. Slightly dyspraxic, maybe? Okay, so as we move, we're going to turn in a clockwise direction. So you're kind of going the opposite way of the way I'm going on my screen, but I'll just demo. So if you turn away from the leg that's on top, place your hands down on the earth, then you're going to get a nice view here, little juicy one. Spin all the way around. Oh, magic! The legs have switched cross. So fun, right? So now my other leg is on top. Okay, so then the second way of doing that transition is also fun. So don't worry if that freaks you out a little bit. You're like, that's not going to work, that's fine. Second way is the karate kick. So you just go, hiya, and that also crosses the legs the other way. So go for it, your version. I'm going to swap it back around. Take your time. And then we land in Gomukhasana legs on the other side. So, again, so hard for me today. Right leg is on top. Maybe the knee is like this up to the sky. And maybe now your hips are really starting to talk loudly. So take what you need here and let's just sink straight into it. Fingertips tented on the earth, hands away from the body. Come back to your breath. Definitely close the eyes. Sit up as tall as you can. Ground into both sit bones. And breathe. Let your breath be the anchor to this moment. And then this moment. And then this moment. Really focus on allowing the exhales to soften the muscles of the legs. And let the shoulders be soft. Notice if you're holding tension in the face, or when we transfer it there when we're feeling a little stressed, or if we're having to hold something. And slowly let the body fall open. It takes time. Trust the process. See if you can keep the breath going. Last few rounds. Stick with it. Nice, last big inhale. Long exhale, make the most of it. And slowly bat open the eyes. Use your hand to guide this top leg off and open. And the bottom leg out. Straighten the legs out in front of you. Bring the hands back behind you. Palms face forward. And just shake out in the legs. And at the same time, get a little heart opener here. So you're getting ticking all of the boxes. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Ticking all of the boxes. Opening the heart. Releasing in the legs. Take a little windscreen wipe of the feet from side to side. Just completely let go. Release. Maybe a little movement in the neck, stretching it out, bringing the nose to one side and then the other. And then when you're happy with this, just simply come down onto the forearms. Open the heart for a moment here, pointing to the toes. Inhale, fish pose variation. And exhale, soften all the way down. And if you've come off the end of your mat, just slowly shimmy your way forward in space. And release the body down completely. Notice how it feels to reconnect with Mother Earth. Bring the palms face up. Notice how the skin of the body feels that is being touched by the air. Let the left leg stay long. Slowly bend the right knee into the chest. Give it a nice loving hug. Squeeze it in tight. And then just taking circles with the knee, maybe circles with the ankle at the same time. Again, this is something I find really hard, so it's a good bit of yoga for the brain, kind of like patting the head and stroking the tummy at the same time. If you've gone one way, then circle the other way. And then slowly come back to center. Bring the left hand onto the knee. Open the right arm out to the side. If there's a wall in the way, you can just come to a cactus arm, so a right angle at the elbow. And slowly just draw the knee across to the left, but draw your gaze over to the right. Right shoulder grounds down to the earth. So supine twist with the entire body softening and opening here. Knee does not need to come down to the earth, okay? And you're just letting your hand rest there as a little gravity support. Twisting all the way from right shoulder down to right hip, opening up. Just close down the eyes here and soften. Come back to a natural breath. Last big breath in. Long breath out. Use the muscles of your core, connect to center, come back to neutral. Hug the knee in one last time. And stretch the leg out. Heel comes down to the earth. Inhale, left knee into the chest. Give that one a nice little hug. Squeeze it in tight. And then take your circles on this side. So maybe you can do knee and then ankle. Circling one way and then the other. Taking what you need here. Notice if there are any little spots where you're like, ooh, that needs a little bit more love and attention. And just stick there for a moment. That's fine. And when you feel nicely balanced on this side, just hug the knee back in. Right hand comes to the knee. Left hand opens up to the side. Slowly twisting over. So bringing your knee over to the right this time. Gaze goes out to the left. Left shoulder plants firmly into the mat. Soften down through the eyelids. Close the eyes. And come into your supine twist on this side. So when we do a supine twist with just one leg instead of both, it invites a slightly stronger twist into the body, a little bit more of an opportunity to open, and a bit more of a stretch into the glutes and the thighs. So just notice what you feel here. It might be a bit stronger than the two-legged supine twists we do sometimes. Soften into it. Use your breath. Last big inhale here. And a full exhale. Slowly come back to center on your breath in. Squeeze that knee in tight one last time. And then straighten it out to join the left foot. Release the body down for Shavasana, final resting pose. Let everything melt down into the earth. Keep the eyes closed. And embrace this final opportunity for stillness, this final chance to trust in the process. Know that you have done the work and that now is the time for it to be assimilated into the body. Gift your body this time in stillness. Trust. Notice if there are any parts of the body where you are gripping or holding on. Invite your breath into those areas and see how much you can soften in these last few moments of our practice. See how much you can let go. When you get to the end of all the light you know, and it's time to step into the darkness of the unknown, faith is knowing that one of two things will happen. Either you will be given something solid to stand on, or you will learn how to fly. Edward Teller. Take a huge breath in here into the body. Exhale down into the earth. Gently start to bring movement into fingers and toes. Maybe bring the thumb to stroke down each of the fingers in turn. Stretch the hands out wide, stretch into the toes and the feet. And slowly bring the arms all the way overhead, reach into the fingertips, point into the toes, take a huge breath in. And soften down on a breath out. Bring one knee, then the other into the chest. One last loving hug. Squeeze it in tight. Embrace yourself. Wrap yourself in love. When you're ready, slowly release to one side. Soften down. Notice how it feels to be completely supported by the earth on this side of the body. And notice how you feel. And then use your hands, press them down into the earth. Come back to your comfortable seat, Sukhasana. Take your time. Keep eyes closed if possible, or close them down when you arrive. And then bring hands to heart center. Let's take one cleansing breath here to seal our practice. Inhale, sit up really tall. Exhale to clear it out through the mouth. Thumbs come up to the third eye. And we bow in really seeing the light in ourselves, and then seeing and honoring that same light in each and every one of you. Bowing as we whisper, Namaste. Thank you, yogis, for taking the time to practice with me today. It was an absolute pleasure guiding you through this practice on trust. I hope you enjoyed and that it resonated with you this week. If you would like to subscribe, just click on the subscribe button below. And if you would like to receive the Friday weekly love letter and you're not already getting it in your inbox each week, either send me an email on hltattersall@gmail.com, or you can head over to my website, hltattersall.co.uk, and just put in your details to subscribe to the weekly love letter. I hope to see you on the mat soon, and sending lots of love and light your way. Namaste.